Thursday, June 22, 2023, DanGryder, probable cause. I've gotten a lot of text calls and emails about this submarine lost off the coast of Newfoundland. Our deepest respects and condolences to those lost. Apparently 5 individuals on board that submarine. The news I can tell so far is that it is a total loss. I think the submersible destroyed itself down there sometime between the time that they put it down Sunday morning and now. I'm not sure when. I am not a submarine guy. I think there's some parallels here between aircraft, aviation, space travel, and Ticket to Ride. I'm going to give you my official opinion on all of that here at the very end. I got a couple of news excerpts. Some of this stuff came out, and I did a little bit of research, just enough to tell you I know very little about it. But it is a vehicle of some kind where human beings were in it, and they were sold a ticket to ride on an adventure, something like this. I think each individual paid about $250,000. So the difference is these were not scientists. They were fair-paying people who simply wanted to go on this. A couple misconceptions here that I had here as of today that I'm going to clear up via this news conference that they had earlier this afternoon. Here's some excerpts from the news conference.
This morning, an ROV, or remote-operated vehicle, from the vessel Horizon Arctic discovered the tail cone of the Titan submersible approximately 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic on the seafloor. The ROV subsequently found additional debris. In consultation with experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber.
So essentially we found 5 different major pieces of debris that told us that it was the remains of the Titan. The initial thing we found was the nose cone, which was outside of the pressure hull. We then found a large debris field. Within that large debris field, we found the front end bell of the pressure hull. That was the first indication that there was a catastrophic event. Shortly thereafter, we found a second smaller debris field. Within that debris field, we found the other end of the pressure hull, the aft end bell, which was basically comprised of the totality of that pressure vessel. We continue to map the debris field, and as the Admiral said, we will do the best we can to fully map out what's down there.
Thanks.
So the next piece of information that I had was that the two ran into each other. The Titan, which is the little sub, ran into the Titanic and caused the explosion. I don't think that's true. I think it was found about 1,600 feet away. And the condition of the ocean floor. Here's what they said about the ocean floor where the debris field was found after this little submersible called the Titan. After it came apart down there, what's the condition of the ocean floor?
It is a smooth bottom. To my knowledge and anything I've seen, there's no Titanic wreckage in that area. And again, 200 plus meters from the bow, and consistent with the location of last communication for an implosion in the water column. And the size of the debris field is consistent with that implosion in the water column.
So officially, my opinion is each one of these guys gave about $250,000. They're not necessarily scientists. This is a pressure vessel. It's shaped like a tin can. It's not spherical. I think it was made out of carbon fiber and titanium. I don't think it had been formally tested to any government standard or any scientific standard. I think they put this thing together and tried it. I think it's kind of a homemade Mickey Mouse deal that failed. And I think this was probably one of their very first tests going down to this depth. I know very little about it. I'm just not much of a fan of selling a big, huge ticket to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing and sending them down there to see the Titanic. As far as I'm concerned, we've already seen everything that we need to see of the Titanic via pictures and video cameras and things that have already been down there. Little piece of trivia for you. You tell me in the comments how this is possible. I have actually touched the actual Titanic. I have held in my hand, I have touched the actual hull of the actual Titanic, not a fabrication and not a recreation. I have touched the actual Titanic. You tell me how that's possible. I'll tell you that's a true story. This video is unrelated to aviation, but I want you to know I do appreciate your support. Here's my methods of supporting: Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, CashAPP. $1 or $2 for these videos. I've got a bunch of stuff coming up in the very near future. I've got the video on 611 Victor Golf. That's the citation that went no comm over Virginia and they scrambled the fighters. The NTSB initial report has come out on that. I'm going to give you my take off of that report and my additional findings on that. In addition, Flying Wild Alaska, November 91631. The airplane up there, the Cessna 180 in Alaska that crashed, that killed 2 just a few days ago. I've got an update on that. Will be coming out in the very near future. I appreciate your support. Your support makes this possible. I got a lot of other things that I'm doing, but making these videos is very time consuming, and I do appreciate your help. For my tiny little itty bitty fledgling YouTube channel, DanGryder, probable cause.